Hey everyone, this is Shawn. Thanks again for tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at Genesis chapter 5, the genealogy of the patriarchs from Adam to Noah. And everyone's name within this chapter have a significant meaning and have played a huge role in history. And as we read the Bible, we could see how names have a very important meaning. Like, for an example, how Jesus changed Saul to the Apostle Paul, and so forth. So we're going to get into Genesis chapter 5. So let's go with the first patriarch, Adam. Adam means man. As the first man, that seems pretty straightforward enough. Then we go to Seth, which means appointed. When he was born, Eve said, "For God hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel, who Cain slew." Genesis 4:25. Then we have Enosh, means mortal, frail, or miserable. It was in the days of Enosh that men were defiling the name of the living God. Genesis 4:26. Then we have Canaan, means sorrow. Balaam, looking down from the heights of Moab, employed a pun upon the name of the Canaanites when he prophesied their destruction. Numbers 23:25-30. Then we have Mahaliel, means blessed or praise. El, the name for God. Thus, Mahaliel means the blessed God. And then here are a couple of examples of El, the name of God, like Daniel, God is my judge, or Nathaniel, gift of God, etc. Then we got Jared, means shall come down. Some authorities suggest that this might have been an allusion to the sons of God who came down to corrupt the daughters of men, resulting in the Nephilim, or the fallen ones, or giants, of Genesis 6. Well, it's possible. You've got Enoch, which means teaching or commencement. He was the first of 4 generations of preachers. In fact, the earliest recorded prophecy was by Enoch, which amazingly enough deals with the second coming of Christ, Jude 1:14. And I don't know if you've read the book of Enoch. I have. It's a very, very fascinating book. The Jews and patriarchs of the past authenticated that book, but it's possible that God did inspire that book. But just to be safe, I'm not going to say that. But it's very interesting. All the stuff that Enoch writes in it, it does line up with Revelation, Matthew 24, a lot of the prophecies. There's a lot of fascinating stuff and full detail of the fallen angels. But on that being said, Enoch was teaching in those days to repent and to turn to God. He was a preacher, so it was pretty fascinating. Anyways, we'll go to the next name here, Methuselah, which means his death shall bring. The flood of Noah did not come as a surprise. It had been preached on for 4 generations, starting with Enoch. But something strange happened when Enoch was 65, from which time he walked with God. Enoch was given a prophecy that as long as his son was alive, Methuselah, the judgment of the flood would be withheld. But as soon as he died, the flood would be sent forth. Enoch named his son to reflect this prophecy. The name Methuselah comes from 2 roots. Muth, a root that means death, and from Shelach, which means to bring or to send forth. The name Methuselah signifies his death shall bring. And indeed, in the year that Methuselah died, the flood came. Methuselah was 187 when he had Lamech, and lived 782 years more. So he lived another 782 years. Then Lamech, his son, had Noah when he was 182. The flood came when Noah was 600 years old. Now let's add this up. 187 years old, or 187, that's when Methuselah was, when he had Lamech, plus 182 plus 600. comes to 969. That was the age when Methuselah died. And the day he died, Noah went on the ark and the flood came. Exactly how the prophecy came. Very fascinating. We'll look at Lamech now, his son. This is Methuselah's son, which means lamentation or the despairing rest. This name is also linked to the Lamech in Cain's line who killed his son Tubal-Cain in a hunting incident, Genesis 4:23-24. And Lamech lived 182 years and begat a son named Noah, saying, This same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because the ground which the Lord hath cursed. So here's Noah, 600, which means to bring relief or comfort, as Lamech himself explains, because of the flood. When you put all these names together, this is what you get. The man, Adam, starts with Adam, is appointed mortal sorrow, but the blessed God shall come down teaching. His death shall bring the despairing rest or comfort. Isn't that fascinating? Right there you've got the gospel encoded within these patriarchs' names. Friends, is that a coincidence, or was that God revealing another mystery within these names? Anyways, thanks again for tuning in. God bless you, and we'll see you again. Bye.